What is up, everyone? My name is Mr. J, and today I am bringing you a Digimon deck profile. So, not too long ago, it's on the channel. I got first place with the Virus Imperialdramon deck from EX3. The matchups are on the channel if you want to check them out, but we're gonna get into the deck profile. Let me know, by the way, how you guys feel about this. This is a different setup. The Logitech Brio was just not working out, and I think it was like trash quality. So I'm going back to my camera, and this is 4K, so I have to speed it up because 4K usually the battery doesn't last too long, so or it tends to overheat. I don't know. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead with the eggs. It's just 4 Demi-Meramon. This is standard, of course. I don't think there's a better egg. I know there was someone who commented on one of the videos saying the Sunamon was good, and I like the idea of the Sunamon just because it makes sense, because I don't want my Digimon to always die. On deletion, it does filter your hand, but I don't want my rookies to die unless I have to, or unless I'm trying to do some chip damage. But we'll get into that later on. So for Demi-Mera, we are running for our rookies 4 copies of Vmon. Let me move that bad boy here. 4 copies of Vmon, 4 copies of Wormmon, 4 copies of Labramon, and we are running 2 copies of Salamon. So these are my choices, right? Usually these are standard, the Wormmon and the Vmon. Nothing much to be said here. This errata here on the Wormmon, however, it is reveal top 3. You get to add a card with free, and it has to be a card with free and traits that you trash. I learned that the hard way because it doesn't say it on there, but it does say it on the errata site. It's just that Bandai messed up the translation. My rookies of choice, my extras, are the Labramon. So these are my supporting rookies. The Labramon I like because the Labramon you can play and then discard either the Imperialdramon or the Dino Beamon, and that's why I really like this card. A lot of people try to set up both the 4 and the 5 in the trash, and I think that takes way too much setup, especially in today's meta. Like you're going to get bodied, dude. If you're trying to get 4 and 5 in the trash, it takes you forever enough to see your pieces. Usually you just need the level 5 in trash, but again, we'll go on. I'm planning to do like a combo section video, so we'll get more into that later on. The other card is Salamon. I really like Salamon because sometimes you'll just be missing either the fighter mode or the dragon mode, or even one of the level 5s. This one searches your 5s and your 6, so I don't regret my decision. I know a lot of people like to play the Gabumon with the inheritable draw one, discard one. That's the one that sometimes Bellstarmon plays it, but I'm sticking with this. This worked out for me. I know some people want me to try out the scatter mode package. Surprise, surprise, we're not running scatter mode, but it has been working out for me. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I really like the build. I think it runs smoothly. I think it's very consistent. So moving on to the champions, we do have 4 Flamemon, 4 copies of Shadramon. For our of course, this is your core right here. 4 Flamedramon, 4 Shadramon. For our supporting champions, we have 2 blocker Devimons and 2 Agunimons. So both of these serve important purposes, but most of the time is just to support the opposite color. So if you have the Shadramon in your hand, you can Digivolve on top of the Tai. So say you're set to 3, you go on top of Agunimon, and then obviously you're raising a rookie from your raising area, Digivolve into Shadramon, and then right away you can go ahead and Jogress or DNA Digivolve without having to pass turn technically, because you only spent, well, you will pass turn, but the point is you don't have to Digivolve from trash, which is, I like having an extra line of play, and the Agunimon does tend to catch people off guard. The other thing, the Devimon also catches people off guard because they won't expect you to be able to Digivolve into 2 level 4s if you don't have either the Flamedramon or the Shadramon in hand. They'll look at your trash and they'll see that you're missing one of the level 4s, right? So they'll assume that you cannot DNA Digivolve. But if you have a rookie on the field already in a rookie raising, you can Digivolve into Devimon for 1, putting yourself at 0 if they choked you. Then you can Digivolve into Flamedramon, and then Flamedramon's when Digivolve in effect will allow you to Jogress, even though you did Digivolve from the trash. That's what I really like about the Devimon. I'm not going to take it out. If anything, I'm going to bump up the rarity to the Tournament Pack 7 Devimon, because sometimes, like, your Dragon mode will clear everything, right? It's pretty much it's like not a Dark Hole, I would say a Raigeki. If your opponent doesn't have any deletion prevention effects, like your Dragon mode will clear everything but one Digimon, right? But it doesn't matter because with the Dino being heritable, it'll swing over the last unsuspended Digimon. And then with the fighter mode, it'll have piercing. So it will clear the board, but sometimes you're stuck at 0 security, and there's no way that you can block the Digimon coming out of raising area. So the Devimon really helps out with that. That's why I like it. So those are our champions. And then for our megas, of course, we are running just the 4 Dino Beamon and the 4 Imperialdramon. So what do I like to do is they both have the same effect where when DNA Digivolving, they bring the opposite card from the trash. Really cool. And also on deletion, the Imperialdramon gets to play a Vmon, the Dino Beamon gets to play a Wormmon. Never comes up, usually never comes up, but it's nice to have, right? The Dino Beamon is the one that lets you swing at unsuspended Digimon if it has a Imperialdramon in the name. And then Imperialdramon is the one that gives Sec +1. Sometimes I think the Sec +1 is more important just because your deck is already slow as it is. So if you're missing the Sec +1 inheritable, it really messes up your deck. Just FYI. Alright, but that's it for our ultimates. Sometimes, I'll be honest with you guys, I kind of want to throw in like a random Skull Meramon just because Skull Meramon's a 5 cost to drop. But it hasn't come up. Usually, like I said, when you tend to brick, it's because you're missing one of these pieces. Like you'll have the Dino being trash and you're missing the Imperialdra, or you'll have the Imperialdramon in trash and you're missing the Dino Beamon. That's the only bad thing about this deck. That's why I really like the Salamon tech, just to cycle deep 4 into your deck. I don't like scatter mode because again, scatter mode, I don't want my champions to die. I'm trying to DNA Digivolve with my champions. I'm not trying to have them die. But yeah, it's not always necessary to run your level 4s into security. For our megas, we are running 4 copies of Dragon Mode and 4 copies, only 3 copies of Fighter Mode. I like this. I don't mind this. If you're missing this, it's not the end of the world. But if you're missing Dragon Mode, then yes, it is the end of the world, right? Because Fighter Mode, Dragon Mode, I always get them confused. This does such a good job of clearing the opponent's board that it just relieves pressure on you security-wise, right? If they're flooding the board, Dragon Mode does a good job of cleaning that up. Fighter Mode is the one that gives piercing, and the one obviously when swinging into security, when Digivolving, you return the Dragon Mode to the bottom of your deck. Swing 2 checks most likely, no security effects activate. If you have the tie, you swing for 3 checks, and that's even better. So again, if you don't see the Dragon Mode, your play is a non-starter, right? So this one's priority, and this one is just the icing on the cake, right? But yeah, the Dragon Mode on its own, I honestly feel like it's really good. I really like it. I had 4 copies. If you haven't picked up the alt-arts, I think they're like $8 right now. And if you're really invested into the deck, I would pick them up just because this one looks really, really nice. The Fighter Mode, I've seen the original art, and I think both of them look really nice. I actually wish I had a split. Maybe like 2-1 of the original arts, but I don't like my. I don't know. I would get like OCD, so I can't do that. So those are our megas. For our non-Digimon, we have, or are they non-Digimon? We have 4 copies of Tai Kamiya Sec +1, 4 copies of Analog Boy. And then for our options, I am running 1 copy of Purple Memory Boost and 1 Calling from the Darkness. So here's my decision here. So I played Bellstar before. I don't like Miss Memory Boost because Miss Memory Boost, sometimes what you'll do is, let's just say for example, you'll hatch your egg. You're missing a rookie, right? These are on the top of your deck. You'll hit the Miss Memory Boost, trash the top 2 cards of your deck. It's 2 Labramons, and then you won't always draw it. You won't always draw it. You'll draw a Shadramon. That's what will happen. You're missing the rookie, and you just bricked because of the Miss Memory Boost, whichever one it is. So I don't like Miss Memory Boost just because with the Analog Boy, you play the Analog Boy, reveal top 3. There you go, Shadramon in the trash. You grab whichever one you need, the Salar or the Labramon. But I like it because the Analog Boy lets you choose which one you add to your hand and which one you trash. And then of course, if they delete your level 5s, your level 6, you can tap it to gain a memory. The hatching doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's I prefer the Analog Boy over the, like I said, over the Miss Memory Boost. If you want to run the Miss Memory Boost over the Analog Boy, you can. I'm not saying it's wrong, right? Because popping it and then getting two memory later is really good, but I like the precision that the Analog Boy gives me. It lets me choose again, so I want to maximize my consistency. I don't care if I'm set to 1. All right, I care that I care more about not breaking, because I don't want to pass my opponent over 5. The only time I want to pass them over 5 is when I'm DNA Digivolving. That's the only time. So yeah, 3 Tai Kamiya. I know some people play this at 1, some people play it at 2, but as you know, we do set up the Agunimon play. We play this, it gives your fighter mode 1 extra check, or your dragon mode 1 extra check. Really good. And then sometimes, again, it'll catch people off guard where you just have a rookie in raising area. Promote this, you can skip having a level 3, go into Agunimon, go into Shaidramon, and then go ahead and DNA Digivolve. So again, really like I really like the Tai Kamiya. And then of course sometimes like they'll delete your fighter mode, you have nothing on field, and then you could always Agunimon for game, right? That's what it's for. It has come up a lot. If you check the videos, I did Agunimon for game several times during that match. And then Calling from Darkness, nothing to be said. It gets your pieces back from the trash. Sometimes, most of the time, you're using this on your fighter mode to bring back stuff from the obviously your Vmon and your Wormmon from the trash. And one purple words are hard, bro. Words are hard. Purple memory boost, because again, sometimes I'm missing the level 5 or the level 6, and I like searching them out because purple memory boost again can search any of your top end, most of your level 4s, and most of your level 3s. So purple memory boost, if anything, I wish I could bump it up to 2, but I really like the tie, so I'm not gonna do that. And I think the Analog Boy is good for setting up your trash. The other thing I was going to say that I forgot to mention was that fighter mode, even though it has the on deletion effect to bring back the Wormmon and the Vmon, sometimes you only bring back 1 instead of both. If you're lucky, you bring back 2. But the point is, no one's going to delete this bad boy. Like, your opponent has to not know what this does to delete it, right? Why would you delete this and then you get 2 free Digimon, right? So usually what's happening is he dies in security, or you Calling from Darkness. That's why I know some people run the Death Claw. You could cut any of these cards for Death Claw. I wouldn't cut anything else because again, I like maximizing consistency. Alright guys, so that was the deck profile. Again, I did take first place. I know you saw on the channel, if you saw the matches, I did lose that round 4, but again, that was really weird because I ended up facing the same dude twice, and it was like a Dark Nightmon player. But yes, first place. I really like the deck. It's a lot of fun. I'll be honest with you right now, probably one of the most fun decks I've ever played. So if you haven't already tried it, try it out. I know the fighter modes are going down, so maybe 20 bucks, and you could start picking them up one by one. But I wouldn't say it's a bad investment. I really like the deck. It is, I remember what I said before, that was a one-trick pony, and technically it is, but if you've played Mastamon before and you enjoy Mastamon, it's somewhat similar. I would say it's somewhat similar. That's what, if you played Mastamon before, you'll feel right at home. It's a fun deck. Dragon mode, destroying everything, and then fighter mode, swinging into the last Digimon of your opponent's Digimon, I mean, is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So let me know in the comment section down below. I know how people have been saying to use the scatter mode. I'll try out the scatter mode, but again, it's always to each their own. What I really like about Digimon is that you get to use your own cards, you know, your own tech choices, stuff like that. With the scatter mode, I don't like my Digimon dying. I don't need to set up my trash. Again, all I need technically is the Dino being trash or the Imperialdramon in trash. And then as long as I'm able to get a purple level 4 and a red level 4 on the field, I can go ahead and DNA Digivolve as long as I have all the pieces, right? So only need the level 5 in the trash. That's it. You don't need the level 4. Yes, it's an option. It's what everybody does, but it's not necessary. Just a PSA, okay? Just a PSA. But yeah, again, let me know in the comment section down below. Do you like the deck profile? Would you change something? Have you taken first place? What would you, what's different about your list? Let me know. What's your tech, your spice? But yeah, thank you all for watching. My name is Mr. J, and I will see you all next time. Also, stay tuned for the combo video at the end. Alright, so a very quick combo tutorial. I've never done one of these guys, okay? So it might be a little weird, but we're just gonna roll with it. So we have pretend cards in our hand. Let's just say in this scenario, we have our opponent left us at 1 memory. Well, let's just say 2 memories, because my boy, he played Cool Boy, he left you at 2 memory. You're gonna go ahead Wormmon in the raising area, draw your pretend card, And then if I have most of my pieces in the trash, I'm going to go ahead and, not in the trash, in my hand, I'm going to go ahead and play the Labramon. So Labramon effect, leave them at 1. You draw 1, discard 1. Usually you would discard a piece. So ideally, discard the Dino B, but if you don't have the Dino B, you can discard the Imperialdramon. Goes to the trash. So next turn, I'm pretty sure your opponent might leave you at 1, but it's potentially they could leave you at 2. So let's just say they do leave you at 1. You could promote, and of course this won't always come up, but I'm saying it's very good to have awareness of this. So you can go ahead and say you had the Devimon, Digivolve into Devimon for 1, draw, and then you can go ahead, if you have the Flamedramon in your hand, you can go ahead, Digivolve into Flamedramon, and then when Digivolving, you can go ahead and use the when Digivolving effect to go ahead and DNA Digivolve into Imperialdramon. Imperialdramon will then bring out the Dino Beamon. Again, you're still at 2 memory. Your opponent's still at 2 memory. Alright, end of turn. Here you go. Your opponent at 2 memory. You're going to activate Flamedramon's end of turn. You may DNA Digivolve. So Dino Beamon on top. Go ahead and Digivolve into Imperialdramon Fighter Mode. You would draw for Evo. And then you can swing its security, effect, pay 2 to go into Dragon Mode. Where do I find my Dragon Mode at? Go into Dragon Mode. Again, swinging. He'll return the Dragon Mode to the bottom of the deck. And then you'll swing for 2 checks if you have the tides, 3 checks. So swing into Metallic Dramon, swing into Dorbrickmon, Dorbrickmon. So that's just one option. Of course, the Devimon thing won't always come up, but again, if they leave you at 1, that's a potential play. Alright, so another potential play is, though not ideal, you could Digivolve in the raising area like this. Digivolve here, let's just say they left you at 2. Digivolve in the raising area. Digivolve again, you withdraw. And then you can go ahead and Digivolve into Imperialdramon for 4 memory. Not ideal. Let's just say you bricked hella hard. The only reason you would do this play is if you want to catch your opponent off guard. So let's just say they're building their stack, or for, let's just say you're playing against Bloomlordmon, you don't want to leave your Digimon in the field, right? So you would Digivolve in the back. They would pass you over maybe to 1, maybe to 3. Most likely 3 if you have the tie. Let's just say you do have the tie on field. Because again, with Bloomlordmon, you wouldn't want to promote right away. And then you can promote your stack. You can hard slam the Dino Beamon, just like you did in the Mastermon days, right? Give your opponent a crap ton of memory, and then end of turn, if you have the Flamedramon or the Shadedramon, go ahead, DNA Digivolve into Imperialdramon Dragon Mode, draw your card, and then you can go ahead and attack, blitz. He would use his effect, of course, to clear most of the Digimon. Go into Fighter Mode, draw your card again. That is 2 memory, so you are leaving your opponent at 7 memory, but you are clearing most of their board. And then, of course, you can return this to the bottom of the deck. Swing for 2 checks, 3 checks if you actually do have the tie, and that's another combo. Is that necessary? No, but it's good to know that, because this play where you promote, because this is not normal, right? Your opponent's gonna assume you don't know what you're doing. Promote, hard play a Dino Beamon, you can go ahead, end of turn, DNA Digivolve. I like that play so much just because I'm pretty sure it came up against the Gallimon player just because like he didn't assume that I was gonna hard drop a 8 cost level 5. But if it deletes most of the Digimon on the board, right, then it pays off, right? You delete the Gallimon, delete like maybe 2 champions, whatever it is, whatever the case. Like this Dragon Mode effect is really good. And it's just so good against decks that don't have prevention effects, you know, protection. So yeah, I like that play. That's another play. Let's do the Agunimon play. So for Agunimon, let's just say you're playing against a deck that really, for lack of better words, you know, let's just say you have the, of course, we always assume that you have the Dino B in trash because you want the Dino B in trash. We could say we have Imperialdramon in trash, and that's fine. Let's do Imperialdramon this time. We're gonna go ahead, we're at 3 memory because of the tie. We can promote, we can, if you don't have a rookie in your hand, which sometimes will happen, you don't have the rookie in your hand, you say you have the Agunimon. So we're gonna go ahead, Digivolve into Agunimon for 2 memory, great. And here, if you have the Devimon, even better, because the Devimon will allow you to make this play, right? So let's just do, here's a deviation. For 1 memory, you can go ahead and DNA Digivolve into Dino-Beamon, draw your card, Dino-Beamon effect, bring out Imperialdramon. Imperialdramon here will go to the bottom of the stack, and then you can go ahead and go into Dragon mode. What's really good about here is draw your card. So here you're still at 0 memory, and you did that all from starting from 3, right? With the Tai, with the Agunimon, with the Devimon. It's very unnatural because that's not the line you usually want, but it does work, right? Because here, even though I don't have the end of turn effect, I can still DNA Digivolve because it is still my turn. Okay, but let's go back. Again, we're in raising area. Leave us at 3 because of our tie. Promote, you would say you're missing the rookie, go into your Agunimon for 2 costs, leaving you at 1. And then here you would need the Shadramon and instead of the Flamedramon. So let's get the Flamedramon. All right, so Shadramon, Digivolve here for 2 costs, draw your card. Shadramon's when Digivolving effect, you may DNA Digivolve. So again, let's just say you have the Imperialdramon in trash and not the Dino-Beamon. So Imperialdramon in trash and you have the Dino-Bee in hand. DNA Digivolve for free, right? You're still at 1. Dino-Beamon effect, bring back the Imperialdramon. If you have the Shadramon, then you can use the end of turn effect to go ahead and DNA Digivolve, and at the end of the turn, go into Dragon mode effect, pop all the other Digimon except 1. And then you can go ahead and DNA attack, go into fighter mode, leave your opponent at 3. And again, you're swinging only for 2 checks here, but it's still pretty good because of course this has an on deletion effect, so you'll get to play your Digimon. Those are a few combos that you can do. Again, like I said, let me just show you. So these are just deviations of play you can do, right? These are different plays you can do. But let's just say you want to do the standard combo. Like you're picking up the deck for the first time. And so this is what people usually want, right? You want either, this is the ideal stack. So let's just say your opponent left you at 1, right? No tie, nothing. You have a Wormmon in raising, a Vmon here on play. This is your bread and butter. This is what usually people try to set up. And again, I understand it's a really good play, but there's other plays. That's what I'm trying to say with this deck. So let's just say they leave you at 1. It's your turn. You draw, promote your card. You can go ahead and if you have the opposite colors, this works out right in your hand. So for this combo, you do need the opposite colors. Obviously, for all the combos, you need the opposite colors. So you can go ahead. I like Vmon into Flamedramon because that makes sense. Red on top of red. Digivolve for 2 costs. Draw your card. Flamedramon's effect, you may Digivolve into the level 4 from the trash, right? For 2 costs, draw your card. Go ahead and since Dino B's in the trash, we can go ahead and DNA Digivolve. Again, this is your bread and butter play. Digivolve into Imperialdramon. Imperialdramon, you can draw your card on Evo. Dino-Beamon, bring back Dino-Beamon from the trash. Go ahead, end of turn, since you have both of these, it doesn't matter. Just trigger one of them. I think both of them trigger. Is that you may? Is it? Yeah, you may. So you can just trigger one. I don't think it matters. Go ahead and go into your Dragon mode. Dragon mode, you can blitz. Draw your card for Evo, because some people do forget. Swing, effect, go into Dragon mode, Fighter mode. Damn it, I keep messing up these names, bro. Go into Fighter mode effect, returns this to the bottom of your deck. Swing for 2 checks, again checking a Metallicdramon and a Dorbikmon, usually checking another Dorbikmon. So really good. I like, again, that's your bread and butter play. Look, I don't want you guys getting mad like, oh, this dude doesn't know how to play, these combos are trash. I'm just trying to help you guys out. Okay, these are combos that I've learned and that help you out in sticky situations. Again, that was your bread and butter combo. That's not always how you're supposed to do it, but I feel like a lot of people spend way too much time, way too much time trying to set up both your 4 and your 5 in the trash when you don't need to do that, because then you'll have to have the Dino Beamon or the opposite color in your hand, and it's just crazy that people try to set this up. Like it's too much. You don't need to do it. But like I said, if you played Mastermon before, you know you would. Like I said, if you played Mastermon before, I think you will feel right at home with this deck. It's actually really fun. So let's just think of a time where sometimes you want to set your tie early, and let's just say your opponent is at 3 security. So usually you want to chip them down to 3 security. That's the ideal. Even if you chip them down to technically 4. So let's just say you chip them down to 4. We're going to go ahead and do the play. So what I also like to do with the tie is because the tie sets me to 3. So I don't have to worry about dropping the rookie. So let's just say, again, you set to 3. You only have this Digimon in the raising area because they cleared your board. Maybe it was like you were playing against Gallimon and my boy just cleared everything. So promote your Digimon, of course draw first. Promote your Digimon. Play the Vmon here. And you can go ahead. This is again assuming though that you have one of the pieces in the trash. So for this one you do need your bread and butter combo. So go ahead, Flamedramon, Digivolve, draw your card. Shadramon, Digivolve, draw your card. Again, assuming the Dino B is also in the trash. You can go ahead, DNA Digivolving, or one of level 5s, I mean. DNA Digivolve into Imperialdramon, draw your card. Imperialdramon effect, bring back Dino Beamon. And then end of turn, from either Flamedramon or Shadramon, DNA Digivolve into Dragon Mode. Dragon Mode, draw a card, effect, clear most of the board. Go into fighter mode when attacking, pay another 2 memory, return this to the bottom of the deck. So here, again, maybe it is okay if you have a full 5. So let's just say for some reason you never touch your opponent's security, right? You never touch your opponent's security. 3 checks. 1, 2, 3 checks. Your opponent is not going to, so you pass turn at 6. Your opponent is not going to want to delete this because on deletion, you will get to play the Wormmon and the Vmon from trash. And then that means all your pieces are back in the trash. Your level 4 is in the trash, your level 5 is in the trash. So your opponent is not going to want to do that. He's not going to delete this because this is the easiest way to cycle the deck again. Just like, of course, Wormmon, Vmon trash on level 5 if you need it, but you won't need it because the level 5s will be in the trash if this is deleted. Wormmon will get to search your other Dragon mode if you need another one or another fighter mode. So they're not going to want to do that. But let's just say for some reason your opponent sets up an ideal board to counter your board for some reason. They don't delete your fighter mode. You can go ahead, unsuspend. Again, now security effects will activate, but you can go ahead, swing for 2 checks. 1, 2, and of course you don't have a Digimon in raising because you promoted last turn. You can go ahead and of course just hybrid for game. That has happened a lot. You can check the channel. I'm pretty sure that happened 1 game, maybe 2 games max on the channel during my local run. But yeah, so this was the combo tutorial, guys. Again, I'm not used to making the combos, so if it's not the best, it's not the best. But I hope you took something from this combo tutorial away. And yeah, this is like the first deck profile that I've done like this with the combo tutorial. So if you liked it, guys, just hit that like button. It means the world to me. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I put out content every week. Locals, I usually just pick a random deck and then take it to locals, see how it does. I like playing tier 2/tier 1.5 decks. I don't like usually playing meta just because I think meta is way too easy. It's not fun. I feel like sometimes meta decks play themselves. So I really like these tier 2/tier 3 decks because with a good pilot, you could go a long way. All right. So yes, again, this is the end of the profile. Thank you all for watching. My name is Mr. J, and I will see you all next time.